It is time to once again gaze throughout the multiverse and answer that immortal question, what if? It's Marvel's What If Season 2 today on Mark's Movie Reviews. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your old pal Mark Cappis here with another installment of Mark's Movie Reviews. What If has always been one of Marvel's most venerable franchises. It started out in the comic books a long time ago, and the premise is ridiculously simple. They take a look at some of Marvel's most popular storylines and ask, what if this happened instead of that? I mean, just between you and me, my very first Spider-Man comic was actually a what if comic. It was What If Uncle Ben Had Lived. It retold Spider-Man's origin, where it was Aunt May who died instead of Uncle Ben. It was Uncle Ben who had to raise Spider-Man, and needless to say, this changed Spider-Man's life quite a bit. So when Marvel started branching out into television and producing original stuff for Disney+, a What If animated series was a very clever idea. We have a lot of great storylines now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a lot of people love asking what if. So season 1 debuted and it was a big hit. Everybody loved it. Of course, Chadwick Boseman voiced Black Panther for it, his official last performance for Black Panther. So it got a lot of love because of that. And because it was so popular, here we are now with season 2. Now, I will admit with this one, I'm kind of doing things a little bit quick and dirty. So I'm filming this on December 21st, the day before it all drops on December 22nd. It was right before lunchtime today when I got the email notification that I had my advanced copies that I could sit down and start watching. So, like a lot of people at this time of year, I'm currently neck deep in Christmas stuff and I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just kind of cranking this out as quick as possible. There's 9 episodes in season 2. I was able to chisel out some time today to watch the first 6 episodes, so I'm just going to kind of rattle through those first 6 episodes and tell you what I thought, because that's the thing, right? With something like this, pretty much every episode is nice and self-contained, so there's really no point in trying to talk about the entire overreaching plot line. So as I said, I'm just going to go through those first 6 episodes that I watched and kind of give you my thoughts. Episode 1, What If Nebula Joined the Nova Corps? So this is a little riff on Guardians of the Galaxy, where Nebula, instead of hooking up with Thanos, hooks up with the Nova Corps and starts solving murder mysteries. This has some wonderful visuals to it. It's a nice little riff on Blade Runner with how everything comes together. All in all, not a bad way to start this series. Lots of fun. Episode 2, What If Peter Quill Attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes? So the big what if here is, what if Yondu actually delivered young Peter Quill to Ego when he was supposed to? So now it's 1988, we got a superpowered Peter Quill with the power of Ego wreaking havoc across the Earth. What are you gonna do? Well, think about what you know about mainstream MCU. Think about what heroes were active in 1988. And so it's essentially, what if the Avengers assembled in 1988? We've seen a lot of the older versions of these heroes as they eventually popped up in the MCU. So to see a lot of these heroes in their youth, in their prime, it is just absolutely spectacular. A wonderful little what if alternate timeline tale. Episode 3, What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? Everybody saw this one in the trailers. Everybody latched onto it. Everybody figured it out. This one is a loving parody of Die Hard. We got Happy Hogan instead of John McClane. We got Justin Hammer instead of Hans Gruber. And it's Avengers Tower instead of Nakatomi Plaza. This is hands down the funniest episode out of all the ones that I've watched so far. It is just utterly charming, it is cute, and it's a perfect, wonderful holiday companion next to the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. As I said, it's probably the funniest one, probably one of my favorite ones so far. Episode 4, What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master? This one already has a unique production history. This was supposed to be part of season 1, but because of production delays, a few issues with the animation studio, they decided to hold it back until season 2. You might remember the season finale of season 1, where they had a superpowered Gamora teaming up with those multiversal Avengers. This is that Gamora story. So the big what if here is, after Avengers, Iron Man never made it back to Earth. Instead, he crash lands on Sakaar, meets up with the Grand Master. This is where he meets Gamora, and they have their adventure together. This is Speed Racer. This is Speed Racer in the MCU, because instead of the gladiatorial battles, the Grandmaster is having car races, and we essentially got Iron Man building a souped-up hot rod to save the world, and it is another very good one. We got Jeff Goldblum back doing the voice of the Grandmaster, and he just has his Jeff Goldblummy best, really stealing the show. A lot of good stuff, especially if you like Thor Ragnarok, because it revisits a lot of that stuff. Episode 5, What If Captain Carter Fought the Hydra Stomper? Once again, Peggy Carter continues to be the real breakout character of the MCU. This is the one episode, probably the only episode this season, I think, that is a direct sequel to an episode from season 1. So as we saw in the post-credit stinger for season 1, we have Captain Carter, which is what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum. She discovers the Hydra Stomper, which is our Steve Rogers Iron Man amalgam. They find him, they resurrect him, and then of course, things go sideways. It turns into a nice little riff on Winter Soldier with Captain Carter instead of Captain America, and it's Steve Rogers instead of Winter Soldier. All in all, it's not too bad. It's nice. It's a lot of fun, a lot of romance. And again, Captain Carter, Haley Atwell, truly still one of the breakout stars of the MCU. Number 6, the last one I've seen so far, What If Kahori Reshaped the World? This one is interesting. This one features the very first original hero created for the MCU, Kahori. So here's the big what if question here. We remember seeing Captain America, the First Avenger, the Tesseract, the Power Stone. It was entrusted to this monastery in Norway, so that way the villains from across the multiverse couldn't find it. Well, here what they say is instead of it landing in Norway, the Tesseract landed in North America right before the settlers started arriving from Europe and all that. So Kahori, she leads the tribe of First Nations. They all get superpowers from it, and they start going to war against the colonizers to protect North America. It is very, very cool. It winds up being a clever riff on a lot of the themes and concepts that we see in Black Panther in his movie and his adventures. And it is a very unique adventure. So it was very fascinating to see, a lot of fun. And see, here's the thing, with these last 2 episodes, things are starting to come together. Like how with season 1, everybody came together at the end as the multiversal Avengers in order to fight off our omnipotent Ultron. This is where things are starting to come together once again, and it looks like Kahori is going to be a big part of What If Season 2 after episode 6 here. So that's all I've seen so far. That's just kind of my rough thoughts. Again, because I'm neck deep in getting ready for Christmas stuff, I really don't have a lot of time to do anything more. As you can see, I probably got to have a shower here. I got to have a shave and get ready for all that. But I like what I've seen so far when it comes to What If Season 2. I'm giving it a solid 3.5 out of 4 nibs on my patented nib scale. Now I got to go finish doing Christmas stuff. I got to get this video up online right away. And yeah, let's be honest, I'm probably going to go watch those final 3 episodes. Don't forget, they're doing something really unique with What If Season 2. The first episode drops on December 22nd, and they're dropping 1 new episode per day right up until the end of December. The perfect thing to keep you occupied throughout your Christmas vacation. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. I really enjoyed What If Season 2, 3.5 out of 4 nibs. I've never worked without a script like this before, so yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there.